Hello, my friends. It's approaching January 12th, 2026. This will be the 6th anniversary of my son's death. My son, as those of you who follow me know, was born well and then was struck down by spinal meningitis, a bacterial infection that got into his brain when he was an infant, just over 2 weeks old. And he suffered permanent brain damage and was disabled his entire life. He lived 20 years and he finally passed away January 12th, right before lockdowns in that terrible year of 2020. 1 year later, I posted a video, pretty long video, about 8 minutes, and then it also was very dramatic and sad.
Today is January 12th, 2024.
And, you know, not many people watched it because the subject was sad and it's long. It's a long video and people have short attention spans. But all of a sudden, just recently, and I'd forgotten about that video, it's just taken off again in the background and has had a wave of quiet virality jumping up to 60 some odd thousand views. And it just caught my attention. I was like, because I haven't thought about that video, I haven't promoted that video, I haven't done anything at all. But suddenly, somehow, because maybe of the date, the anniversary, I don't know, but this has now been going on for a couple months, suddenly that video of its own has burst out in popularity. But it's interesting, no one's emailing me, I'm just seeing it's being watched and liked and viewed and saved and reposted quietly in the background. So I acknowledge that, and I'm not gonna replay the whole thing here. You can go and find it and watch it if you'd like. But what I'd like to speak to now is in what different a place I'm at here in year 6 than I was in year 1. To the point where I almost don't recognize the man in that video, how broken he is. And I remember it, but it's not how I feel anymore. So I wanted just to give a message to those of you who are grieving and recovering from grief and integrating grief into your life, with just a simple message that it does get better with time and engagement. I feel now so much more of a glow of warmth and love when I think of this coming anniversary. Whereas in the early years, it was dread and anxiety and a reliving of the grief. By accepting it, by just feeling it, by saying, wow, something's here, and just letting it wash through you, so not resisting it, I found for me that has helped accelerate my healing. Of course, I have some faith or belief around survival of some form of the soul or the consciousness, even though I can't fully articulate it. I have some hope that he as a being is not gone, but is constant and in a different form. And perhaps that's a delusion, but it is a motivating one, and I continue to feel his presence in my life. In fact, as a family, we just call him Angel Aryan. So now, 6 years later, I feel more joy than sadness in the anniversary of the moment when he was freed from his prison of a body and now flies in whatever form we fly in once we shift off this mortal coil. Anyway, for those of you suffering, I offer a prayer of hope. Hang in there and breathe and find your support crew and give it the space it needs. There's no schedule that's right for everyone. There's no expectation that the healing process will look the same way for any one person that it does for anyone else. It takes the time it takes, but it does get better. Be well, my friends.